I'll do the Jets and Darren Muji. We have some sound and we want to play. We'll do it maybe coming up at 11:40. We'll get into the Knicks later on. I did want to, because we touched on this earlier about the atmosphere at Citi Field. You can feel it's been different. And going back to last year, BT and I had this conversation about Lindor. Maybe he should get a warm reception from Met fans, kind of like Trey Turner, to steal something from the Phillies fans, kind of like they did with Trey Turner, to get him going and kind of cheer him on. And with Lindor last year, the Met fan did exactly that. And it wasn't at that particular point that the season got turned around for him, but it didn't hurt. And because of the Met fans giving Lindor a positive, vibes, whatever, positive reinforcement, and then Lindor and the Mets reciprocating that eventually with their successful year last year, you can feel the bond between the team and the players, between the team and the fans right now. It is clear. It's obvious. It was like that from opening day, where you can see Lindor specifically right out of the gate on opening day, who started slow a little bit on the road. And what was the talk again? Oh, here we go. Another slow start. It's fine. He's going to come out of it, but he starts slow. The difference was this year he had the support of the fan base. And look at what the Mets are doing in an electric atmosphere at Citi Field, an April, calendar, but a October feel. Here's Francisco Lindor. Listen to him after the game yesterday talking about the importance of having the fans behind them early on in the season.
Last year was not like this. So I appreciate the fans coming out and giving us love and supporting us. We play for them. So we definitely do feel it whenever they're in the crowd, whenever they're in the stands and they are pushing us and they're supporting us. It's almost like it feels like a real home field advantage, So I appreciate everybody that took this Easter Sunday to come and support us, and this past couple of games as well. I encourage them to continue to come out, and we try to put a good show for them.
And they have done just that, 9-1 at home, and it just feels like even when they get down, they're going to come back. That feeling that you have watching them, whether you're at the ballpark or at home, they feel that in that dugout. And it makes me think. Now, we all know in this town that the boos come from a place of love. It is not, I hate this player, so I'm booing him. It is, man, whether it's going back to Lindor or currently with Soto, I love this player. I want to love him even more. And again, it could be anybody. Judge in the postseason, same thing. I love this guy, but man, you got to get it going to the postseason. And we feel the urge to boo. I said it as recently as last week. I'm not a big booer generally, but I said it after the 0-for-5 Soto performance, grounding into a double play, leaving guys on left and right, that I would be inclined to boo him based on the contract, based on the expectation, based on the result. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to go well based off the boo. Just the irrational, emotional fan in me is frustrated to a point where I would boo to try to get him going. However, the Met fans took a different approach, and they cheered Juan Soto. After a little murmurs on Thursday night where you started to hear, some, I don't want to say even booing because I don't think it registers as far as booing, but there were some murmurs building up to potential boos if the struggles continued, but then there was encouragement. Now, I also don't think Juan Soto needs it. I know we talked about that and saying he was surprised by it and he was happy with it and the relationship has been good with the fans from the get-go. Fair enough. I don't think Juan Soto needs it, where I think Lindor really did help him, and now it's just a perfect marriage between Lindor and the Met fans. But you saw Soto even respond to it in a positive way. And maybe the booing, maybe that type of stuff, as it pertains to New York teams, maybe that's going to get phased out. Maybe we are entering a new era here with younger fans not feeling the need to boo players that they love to try to get them going or voice their frustrations with the player that way. Maybe it is just going to be a kinder, warmer, more inviting, encouraging atmosphere like the Cardinals, for example, or other fan bases that have done this outside of the East Coast. Maybe. Because if you start to see that it's working, then why would you go away from that? As a fan, if you think cheering is going to do good, even if a player is slumping, is going to maybe encourage a player, versus booing them, then why wouldn't you cheer? Because you want the same result. You want to get these players to where they need to be. You could voice your frustration. Sure, that's been a thing that we've just done forever here. This guy's not getting it done. He's getting paid a lot of money. Boo. You let them know you're frustrated. You love them, but you let them know you're frustrated. Then when they hit a home run, you cheer them. They come out with the curtain call, some reluctantly, some begrudgingly, go back to Beltran, like whatever. It's happened forever here. But the Mets and Lindor, a prime example of how the opposite could work. And now Met fans taking that same page from the playbook last year and applying it to Juan Soto this year. And whatever they're doing is working because they're 9-1, and they're going to need every ounce of that home field advantage, taking on the Phils this week. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Ethan is calling from Smithville, New Jersey. What's up, Ethan?
Hey, love the show. You guys do a great job, and I can't agree more with what you just said about Soto and Francisco Lindor. I really called about Lindor, and I want to make the point, but I want to say I'm a Mets season ticket holder, Section 122. When Soto gets up to the plate now, maybe it always won't be this way. Nobody leaves their seats. No one goes to the restroom. People don't get a hot dog because there's an anticipation with Soto that is just palpable. I mean, it's just there. There's an electricity in the air at Citi Field. Francisco Lindor, did you see last week? He gets caught in a rundown. He's coaching up Taylor to score. When are the Mets going to officially make him the team captain? Yeah. David Stearns, let's go. Yeah. Make it happen.
And thank you for the call, Ethan. I'm not sure I'm sure Lindor would take it. I'm not sure the Mets need it necessarily. It may be one day down the road. I don't know if right now is the best timing for it. I wouldn't be opposed to it if it happened. I'm not going to be on the air and lobby for it. But I will say, back to your point about Soto, it's more than just Soto's must-watch at-bats. And obviously Soto, even though he produced a little bit better in the Cardinals series, he's nowhere near where he's going to be. He's just scratching the surface. He hasn't even hit a home run yet as a Met at Citi Field. So you're just... The thing that we've learned about Soto historically is that the bigger the moment, the bigger the series, the bigger the stage, generally the better performance. And this will be the biggest series that the Mets will have played to date, taking on the Phillies. So I would not be shocked if Soto really started to kick it in gear and hit his first homer as a Met at Citi Field and many more, do a lot of damage against the Phils. And they're going to need him to. But think about what you're saying. Lindor, Soto, Alonso. Those three are must-watch every time. The Yankees had that last year with Soto and Judge. It was the Soto and Judge show. And the Mets have those three now with Lindor top the order. That's why I want them to get Soto. Lindor top the order, Soto following him, and what Pete Alonso has done is nothing short of, miraculous. Alonso has been right there with Aaron Judge. Think about that.